It is deadlifts and legs day, baby. 280 kilos, 3 sets, 3 reps. And I'm going to get deeply into this. Today was my first day back in the gym after 7 days ISO. So this has been awesome. I'm back on track. I'm hitting my numbers for programming. But let's get to the start of it. First of all, getting back into it, I had to warm up, of course. Warming up with 70 kilos. Nice and easy, felt comfortable as well. I did a little bit of stretching, which I didn't film too much of, but like you guys know, whenever you're going into a heavy deadlift, you guys have to really prioritize your warm-up. That's really, really important for this. And one of the things that, since I haven't been training with weights for a longer period, since I have been an ISO, one of the things that I actually try to do is making sure that I'm positioning my feet right so I can be in a great position for a hip extension movement. Make sure my core is braced, and I do these usually through my warm-ups. There's a few steps here as well. So I started off with my knee sleeves on, and then I obviously added things like my belt as well. Good news, my belt actually felt a lot looser because I've been in ISO and I've been doing a lot of cardio as well. Luckily, my strength hasn't really dropped, which was awesome. And again, it's all about positioning myself in a good angle. So warming up. I'm into 250 kilos. This was my last week's weight that I did for 5 reps and 6 sets. Sorry, 6 reps and 5 sets. One of each. Anyway, my first working set here. This was a brutal one because I didn't know what to expect. Okay, trying to make sure I pull my shoulders back, push my knees out, and hip thrust. I didn't really get my hip extension there well. It was starting to get better here, and I used a lot of my back to pull this set. So I'll write off this set because I really don't think my form and technique was amazing with this set over here. So, but there's always room for improvement. That's why I got 3 sets overall. So this really got me. But you gotta put in the work if you are you wanna do anything good. So second set, I 100% can see a huge improvement there. And I think this is my third set where I felt like I was now starting to get warm. I was really starting to feel the ways I could really engage those muscles. I can get that hip extension movement in. And sometimes when you deadlift as well, the bar moves a little bit to one side. So I had to kind of reset the bar for that last one, which is good. And that was done. That was very, very quick. It took me about 30 minutes to get those deadlifts in, which was amazing. And then I had some overhead presses as well too. So today with overhead presses, it was also only 3 working sets. So I started my working sets pretty early. So I started my working sets here at 70 kilos for 5 reps. I didn't exactly know what to expect today. So I'm like, look, that's good enough. Then I went up to 80 kilos. I got my elbow sleeves on. And obviously with the elbow sleeves, it started to get a little bit easier. And I was like, you know what? I think I can challenge myself and go a little bit more. So I decided to jump on and add another 5 kilos each side, which was 10. So 90 kilos instead. So that was good press. And yeah, I think overall I was pretty happy with the outcome considering I haven't been training for a whole week. And then I just wanted to do a 1 rep here for this one. So I was pretty successful with them, 100 kilo press. So I was happy with that. And then we moved on to some front squats. Oh, I hate this exercise with a passion. And if you agree with me, drop them in the comments below. Who else hates front squats? Very, very nice control. But you can really get that depth and you can really focus on your uprightness. I decided to pause that last rep because I felt good, felt comfortable as well too. 5 reps here, and I'll show you something cool that actually happened to me here. And I don't know if this happens to you guys as well when you guys lift, but this was really nice. Very smooth as well. I could still hit my depth. Oh, I almost tripped there. So once it starts to get uncomfortable in my shoulder position, look, the leg power, I always got the leg drive. It's always so easy to drive through my legs. It's when it gets uncomfortable at the top. This is where it started challenging. Now this over here got me. So I had to redo this set again because it hit the bar, the stop. I put the stoppers a little bit higher, and that was a big mistake. So this was 140 kilos and down, nice and low. I still got my reps in. all the way to the bottom, leaving no stones unturned, making sure I was getting the right depth with my front squat. This is very important for me, especially while doing this movement, to ensure that my form and like my spine is kept neutral. I'm really upright while I'm doing these movements as well too. All right, on to leg press. Now we've got 30 reps here, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about, give you a few tips here while we on this leg press and RDL combo workout, because it's a long one. Now, first of all, supplementation. Today I had a pre-workout. I had BSN's Endo Rush. I had some creatines, got beta alanine for endurance, or stuff like this. And yeah, it's got the energy matrix, obviously, like citrulline malate and so on and so forth. Okay, so that was great, a great push. I haven't had pre-workout the whole time while I've been in ISO, so obviously my energy levels were a little bit high. I didn't get full scoop in. I had 3/4 of a scoop because I've still been having coffee through ISO, and I thought if I had a full scoop of pre-workout, especially after having like that big of a break on it, it would be probably too much for my body. And I still wanted to be in a good mindset, so I kind of try and avoid any sort of injury where I don't want to be at the point where I don't even feel anything while I'm doing it. And that's how I personally find I get injured, because sometimes I can't actually feel if I'm like hitting the joint wrongly or anything like that. So I had that. I also had some hydrolyte, which is an electrolyte drink, which I generally have, especially for my big strength sessions as well. I find it makes a massive difference because great for sodium, calcium levels as well too. A lot of the things that my muscles need for contraction, ideally. So it just gives me that little bit of backup energy, but also ideally ensuring that my muscles are also going to be working at their peak. So over here we have some RDLs. Love this movement. Great for my glute hamstrings as well too. I could get down nice and low with this, get that controlling, and drive my hips forward at the top of the movement as well too. Great for hip extension. So again, ideally great for like the deadlift exercise. However, this was more in the bodybuilding side. So my programming is still kind of more like a power building program. So it's not just powerlifting, because I'm not a powerlifter. It's more building strength and muscle. So ideally, even some of my sets, especially when it gets to my heavier sets and higher reps, I sometimes still control the weight, because it's not all about power for me for this. It's more about putting more tension on the muscle and loading with heavier weights. So this is where power building comes into play. If you guys have heard the term power building, it's been used around quite a bit. Now, I was actually getting a massive bang out of this workout. And look, ideally 30 reps is not actually that much for me when I'm on the leg press, especially when I've got exercises where I start with 50 reps and then do rest pauses with that on 7 plates. So I think with me, just my body not used to that amount of volume coming back from ISO, that was a bit of a shock to the system. So that was really, really compromising my form as well, where I wasn't actually able to go all the way down with the leg press. But I still think I did all right with my RDLs to some degree as well. My head started to dip in a little bit at the bottom of the movement, which I didn't like, and was throwing my form off a little bit. So there's always certain little things that you can always pick. And this is one of the best things, or the best reasons I actually love documenting my training, so I can pick out my form and technique and find ways to improve each time. And I think it's something that we could all do. You don't have to be posting online. However, sometimes it's just good to record yourself to figure out what you're doing wrong, how you can improve, and especially when you decide to go on programming. All right, so over here, we had the leg extension. This was amazing. I love this one. So with leg extensions, it was 10 reps and a 10 seconds rest. I don't know why I was shaking my head like that. It was supposed to be a 10 seconds rest in between, but I kind of just decided that, you know what, I might just skip some of the rest breaks and go hard until I hit like set 6, and then it started heading. I still don't know why I was shaking my head like that. I think I was like counting up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 very quickly, and I was just playing in my head. Now you can see here, it starts to really struggle. Now the whole purpose of this exercise is not just an exercise. You are literally keeping your quads under stretch And one of the things that I want to avoid when we're doing this, which I probably end up doing because it was really killing me, is getting your back off the seat. Because what happens is your legs are trapped into the machine right now. And it's in that rest break, it's actually stretching your quads. So your quads are still under stretch from this exercise, and it is amazing what it will do. And it's amazing how much it'll challenge you mentally as well. Exercises like these really challenge you mentally, not to get your back off the seat. I knew I kind of wanted to a few times because I know how much I was pushing out. I probably end up doing it, but I guess that's how I'll be able to tell in the video, right? When I was training, I was too focused on training, so I don't know if I actually did or not. But even look at me just moving my shoulders there, I probably was trying to. So yeah, like with this one, just trying to keep your back on the seat. You got 10 reps and you have 10 sets with a 10-second rest, and it is brutal. I just want to say a big thank you to everyone that's been following my programs, my progresses so far. And I hope you guys are enjoying the videos. I hope you guys are actually putting this into play. If you have any questions, drop them below. And please, if you can, watch these videos right to the end so YouTube will boost my algorithm. And I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for the love and support. You guys have been awesome. I do my daily live streams as well. I still haven't missed a day. So yeah, thanks again, guys. You guys are the real MVPs, and it's honestly a blessing and a pleasure to have you guys on board. And it's good to be back, baby. It's good to be back. And that was the end of my workout. So I was just cheering and gave a quick flex to the camera. Again, thank you guys so much. You guys are the real MVPs. I appreciate the love and support. Your boys out. Peace.